Catch it. Good job. In this video, we're talking about my top 10 training tips. These are the things that you can do to help you get the most out of your training, and you'll also get some tips on the things to avoid doing that will hold you back. My name's Nikhil, and welcome to Canine Care Obedience Training. Say hello, Shanty. Speak. Let's go. So why are these tips important? Well, as a trainer, I see firsthand pretty much every day common problems that could have been easily avoided if the owners had known a little bit more and had been more proactive around their training. Let me give you an example. I got a call the other day from a nice lady. She has a 2-year-old Kelpie. Her Kelpie is hyper destructive. It chews everything that it can get its jaw on. It pulls like a train on the lead, it jumps on everyone it meets, and it does not come back. I inquired into her training history, and she replied by saying that she'd done pretty much nothing other than puppy school. Then I asked her why after 2 years she had got in contact with the trainer for help, and her response was that she was hoping the problems would go away. Well, here's a bonus tip before we even start. Problems don't go away. Habits get worse. These things need attention and input to get them resolved. To celebrate this special anniversary, I'm donating up to $1,000 to worthy causes. Those causes will be Shenton Park Dogs Refuge, where I've had 3 dogs from. I'm also donating money to the local school where I run my training courses so they can improve the amenity of those grounds. I'm going to donate $1 for a view, $2 if you like it, $3 if you leave me a comment, and $4 if you subscribe to my channel. That's a total of $10. So don't be shy, hit those buttons and I will donate money on your behalf to those worthy causes. Let's keep going. Start training early. This is so important. Young puppies are highly receptive to learning. They learn really quickly. It's like a hot knife through butter. The longer you leave it to start training, the harder it's going to be. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks, but it does take a little bit longer because you're dealing against the habitual patterns of behaviour that have been formed already. When you start training early, you create those behaviours from the very beginning and set up a fantastic foundation for the future. So here's my second tip, and that's this. Dogs only learn 2 things. They learn the things that work for them or the things that we teach them. It's a simple choice. Teach them to sit to say hello. Teach them to stay and wait when you go through that doorway, and then teach them to come. It's really simple. If you teach them when they're young and teach them what you want to do, you're going to have a bunch of fun with your dog in no time at all. The most important thing to teach your dog first is its name and to look at you when it hears it. This is the cornerstone of all your other training. If you can't get them to look at you when you call their name, how on earth are you ever going to get them to come when you call them? Now, here's another quick bonus tip. Never, ever, ever use your dog's name to tell them off. Use a different sound like ah or hey or no. Don't use their name. It creates a negative connotation with it when you're punching them, and it's to be avoided at all costs, and it's a massive contributor to deafness in adolescent dogs. Do a little bit often. Training is about input over time. The more good input, the more outcome you're going to get over time. If every time you interacted with your dog, you were getting them to do any of the training things you're working on, respond to their name, to sit, to stay, to come, your training would take you almost no time at all. You can put a $2 coin in your piggy bank every time you've done one of those activities with your dog. If you did sit, stay, come 20 or 30 times a day, you're going to have a ton of money in your training piggy bank and a really nicely well-trained dog. So doing a little bit often every day keeps bad behaviours at bay. Let's keep going. Here's my 5th tip, guys, and this one's pretty simple. Reinforce the things you want, ignore the things that you don't. Simply put, reward your dog for being seated when they say hello, and if they jump up for attention, you get up and you walk away. They very quickly learn that sitting gets some attention. Super simple. Let's go. Next one. Be clear about what it is that you want to teach your dog to do. The common things are respond to their name, sit, stay, come, drop, walk on a lead, but also there's a bunch of other stuff that you can teach them too, like to stay on their mat so they're not under your feet in the kitchen, how to respond well with other people around in different places. And if you don't know how to teach these things to your dog, just find out. It's super easy. Check out stuff on YouTube. I've got a whole bunch of videos. Consult a trainer, enroll in some group classes. Now, there's also a bunch of fun stuff you can teach your dog to do too. Let's have a look. Training is a journey. We have a destination in mind, but often the journey presents unexpected challenges along the way. Expect change in adolescence. Puppies change really quickly. They're doubtful puppies till about 4 or 5 months old, then the teenage brain takes over. This is where your early training and your investment in your piggy bank really starts to pay off. Teaching puppies is easy, teaching teenagers is not so easy. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, tip number 8, take 1. I forgot what it is. Tip number 8, be consistent. Be really, really consistent. Consistency is everything. You must be consistent with the gestures and commands that you give to your dog to get them to do the behaviours that you want. Other people must be consistent using those same gestures and commands to get your dog to do the things that they want. If you're inconsistent, your dog will get confused. Simple example, if they jump up sometimes and you cuddle them, you make eye contact, you talk to them, you touch them, you're reinforcing that jumping. If every time your dog jumped, you were consistent and you walked away, they'd learn that sitting is the thing to do. So be consistent and it will help you out heaps. Learn how to motivate your dog, work out what motivates them, and you can use that to reward them. Our 4 main common motivators in training are food, physical affection, verbal praise, and play. Dogs are wired differently. Shanti's 2 prime motivators are food followed by play, and she really likes to play, and that's something I use in training with her a lot now that she's older. Work out what motivates your dog the most. Not all dogs like being patted on the head, some dogs do. Make sure you know what your dog likes. Last tip guys, tip number 10, and that's this. Take your training out on the road. Start your training in low distraction environments and create a nice foundation of the behaviours you're looking for. Good focus attention, good sit, good stay, good recall. Then you take your training out on the road, which means you go from the house to your back garden, a familiar environment, slightly more distractions, and you reteach those same behaviours in that environment. Then when you've done that, you go to your front garden, reteach those same behaviours with a little bit more distraction, get that nice and solid, and then you get out on the street, the river, and finally the beach, a high level of distraction. Once your training is really good in lots of environments, why not even get other people to start training your dog? So your dog will learn how to interact in the same way with a bunch of different people. I hope you found this video useful guys. Don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'm donating money on behalf of you to those 2 worthy causes, the local school and Shenton Park's Dogs Home. I hope to get to my target of $1,000 and make that donation before the end of this year. Righty. Lefty. Thanks for watching guys. See ya.